This video is just going to be a very brief, basic sales order entry tutorial. So you want to make sure that you're logged into SL. Right over here on the left, you want to make sure you're on the Orders module. Then come over here under Order Management, Quick Access, and go to Sales Order Entry. When the screen opens, you're going to tab past the first few cells until you get down here to Customer ID. If you know your customer's ID, you can go ahead and enter it in freehand or hit F3 and you can search by customer name. I'm going to pretend that I'm doing a sales order to American Warrior. If they have a PO number they require, I would enter that right here in this field. Ordered by is the person who is placing the order or who is standing there in front of you. And then if there's any kind of notes that you want to show on the face of the sales order that doesn't pertain to the items being billed, you would use this button right here. The next thing you'll do is come down here to the Order Information tab, and you're going to make sure your cursor's in Customer Address ID. You're going to F3 and pick the customer address ID that pertains to your order. If they're in your store, you're going to pick a ship to, which is what we refer to as the customer address ID, that pertains to your store. So in this case, let's say this is out of Garden City. I'm going to pick up Garden City. Lease name is a required field as well, so you need to ask the person what lease they are purchasing for, and if they don't have lease names, you need to ask for a project name. Okay. The picked up field down here will pre-populate based off of the ship to, and the ship via ID of pickup will also pre-populate. Next, you want to click on the Line Items tab, and this is where you're going to enter your inventory item numbers for whatever it is that you're selling. You can freehand type, or you can F3 and search under description. So if you know kind of the general gist of what the descriptions look like for what you're trying to sell, you can look it up that way. You're going to tab past description, you're coming over here to site ID, you're going to put in the site ID that you are billing out of, if it isn't already defaulting to your own. In my case, I don't have a default site ID, so everything that I bill will be 000. I have to manually override this to the store that I'm billing out of, or the yard. After I do that, I'm going to get over here to the quantity ordered. This is where I tell the system how many the customer is taking. If they're taking it with them right now, I go ahead and update the quantity shipping to match. If they are not taking it with them and they're just placing an order for now, you're going to have to order the material in. You leave the quantity shipping at 0. I'm going to assume that he is taking this with him, so I'm going to tab pass. I'm going to come over here to unit price, and I'm going to put in what I want him to pay. Now, that's the case with this particular item. If I pick just a minor item, like let's say we're billing him a belt, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to go belt, and I'm going to say he's taking a B100. Okay, and again, this is a sell out of Garden City, and that's not my default, so I had to manually override that. He's going to take 3 of them, and he's going to take all 3 with them, so I'm making sure these 2 quantities match. Notice on a stock item, the pricing automatically comes up. That is based off of the pricing matrix that has been set up for that customer. You do not want to override these prices unless you have been told to specifically by purchasing or upper management. If you need to add more items, you just come over here to Inventory ID, manually type in your item number, or you can do an F3 and search by description. If you are done, you simply just hit save. That will assign an order number and put it into your open orders for your store. If you need to print a packing slip for the customer to take with them, you would click this button here and it will automatically print a unpriced packing slip for you. If you need to print them a priced one for whatever reason, and note we do not encourage you to do so. We encourage to print unpriced if at all possible. If you do need that price packing slip, you would just click this button here and it will automatically print you a priced invoice proof to use as a packing slip. Again, we encourage you not to use the priced one in the event you need to manipulate pricing later, but print unpriced packing slips if at all possible. We understand some customers don't allow that, but if you can get away with it, please print unpriced. When your customer is taken their material and you're ready to bill your sales order, just make sure it gets to the appropriate person in your store that would submit the orders over to Corp Admin, and they'll get it processed. That is it. There will be other videos that get a little bit more specific into different types of orders that you can place, and those will come at a later date. Thanks.